beautiful weirdos, Charlotte here, and today, yes you've guessed it, is another one of my 31 days of Halloween, a tutorial every single day where I cover everything from retro film characters to newer film characters to pretty looks to scary looks to easy looks to more difficult looks. I've got you covered. If you haven't already subscribed, then hit the red subscribe button, then you'll be getting notified of all the new tutorials I put up. And don't forget that every single tutorial, Edward, my misshapen bear, is hidden somewhere in the room, and he's wearing a Halloween costume each day, a different Halloween costume. So comment down below if you spot Edward and what he's dressed up as today. Right, now I'm going to be doing an ice demon. An ice demon. So it's a very pretty, sparkly look. Not scary, not dark, but kind of still evil. So if you like pretty and you like evil, but you don't want to look all dark and gory, then this is the one for you. So I'm going to make a start. Stick on my ghost stories. What I do is take a natural sponge and a water-based white face paint and just paint the whole of your face. You don't want it to be a solid white, you want it stippled on, hence the natural sponge, because that will give you some texture. If you don't have a natural sponge, then you can just tear little bits out of a latex sponge. Right, now taking Mermaid by Meixsell, which is a really pretty shimmery turquoise, and just patting this all over my lids and starting to build up the areas where I will have some texture and some shading. So down the face, around the edges of the forehead, under the nose, in the collarbones. This doesn't show up very well on camera, but it was just kind of the start of the shading. And then going in with a light blue, I'm just defining that shading even more, and also going under the cheekbones too. So what you want to do is start building up the colours using deeper and deeper colours to get a sort of a gradient of shading in all the shaded areas. So I'm just using a slightly darker blue again to do the kind of the tear tracks going down the face. So you just want to create sort of organic shapes. You don't want them to be sort of too straight or too uniform or too symmetrical. You can have some running into each other, but you want them going all the way down the face. Then take a big fluffy brush and just blend some of that shading in, and then working around those lightly shaded areas with the dark blue. So as I said, you're kind of building up a gradient and just kind of shading in where all the natural shadows would be on your face, just to create some depth. Shading around the eyes too, to create a kind of an eye makeup look. And again on the body, obviously the body depends on what sort of costume you're going to be wearing. For the photographs, I want to be photographed with my shoulders on display, so hence why I am doing it, around my shoulders and my neck. Right, now taking again that slightly deeper shade, I am deepening the shadows even more, and I'm also now using Meixsell Deep Night as the darkest of the shades, and darkening those tear tracks too, but only in certain areas. So you want to kind of break it up. You don't want to kind of trace the darker colour all the way down, because then it won't look very sort of organic. You want to kind of do a dark bit and then leave a bit of a break and then do another dark bit a bit further down. You can see what I'm doing there. And everything you're doing, blend with a clean fluffy brush. So basically all those areas that you just went over with the lighter shades of blue, you do exactly the same with the darker blue, the navy blue. Of course you can do this kind of look in any colours really, as long as you've got a gradient of colours. You can do greens, you could do pinks, you could do purples, anything. I mean, obviously this is an ice demon, so I wanted it to be blue, but you can adapt this look. If you don't want to be an ice demon, you can be anything you want. You can see how those shadows are really deepening up, and I'm just using a stiff brush to really create some depth, and then going in with some white face paint again and going over the eyebrows to make them look kind of frosty, and then just any areas where you would normally highlight, I'm going over those areas with the water-based paint too. Now in hindsight, really you'd ideally need a cream paint or a grease paint to do the highlighted areas. I'd run out of my white grease paint, so I couldn't do that anyway, because what happens with the water-based paints, it does tend to kind of lift what's underneath it, so it doesn't work ideally, but it was all I had, so I worked with what I had. Going in between those tear tracks just to make them really pop, highlighting the cheekbones. And then going back to that deep navy and just creating a gradient kind of shading around the lips, particularly at the corners. And then I'm going in with a little bit of duo glue on my eyebrows and some very fine white iridescent glitter. This is to create a frosty effect. And doing the same on my lips and then patting on some chunkier glitter too. And then on my body and the rest of my face, I'm going in with a little bit of silvery lip gloss and using that as a kind of a glitter glue to adhere the glitter. And I'm just kind of patting it into any areas that I think it would look pretty, basically. And I'm going down those tear tracks with some more of the duo glue and just patting some glitter on there too. Kind of want to make it look like you've got kind of rivulets of ice running down your face. That's the kind of look you're going for. And then just taking some hard candy iridescent shadow and just brushing that over the highlighted areas too. It doesn't really show up on camera, but it was there and it gave a nice kind of shimmery look, because obviously you're sort of carved of ice and snow and all that kind of good cold stuff. And now just putting some more of that lip gloss on my eyelid and patting some more of that really, really fine cosmetic glitter and doing the same on my body too. And then just taking some more of that blue shadow because I felt like I needed a bit more shading underneath the chin and the jawline, just to create a little bit of extra depth. You basically just keep shading until you're happy. Then I took some false lashes and I just painted them white with that white water-based face paint and stuck those on to give a kind of frosty lash effect. And then onto hair. Right, so I basically made these horns out of twisted tin foil. Really, really easy to do, just kind of twist and shape with your hands. And I created a kind of a little flat foot on the bottom of the horn, which I then pinned onto my head and then pinned my hair around it, so it kind of looked like the horns were coming out of these kind of organic looking buns on top of my head. And there we go. Done. This is the finished look. I hope you like it. It's nice and easy and it uses just normal makeup products, so you don't really need anything specialist, or you don't need anything specialist at all. As long as you've got some glitter and some eyelash glue and some eyeshadows. Oh, actually the only one thing it does use is the white face paint, obviously. But that's pretty cheap to pick up. You can pick that up anywhere. And the horns are just made out of twisted and shaped tin foil. So very cheap and easy to make and very light. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, because as previously explained, it helps me loads and loads and loads with my channel. And don't forget to comment down below if you spotted Edward the Bear and what he's wearing today. It's a little bit more difficult today, the Edward the Bear look, so yeah. Yeah, I shall see you tomorrow when I will be doing a fire demon to go with this ice demon. And yeah, love you all lots and thank you so much for watching. Take care.